Welcome back to the show. We got 3 BRICS nations and Ripple and XRP and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.63 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 0.6%. 74,800 plus, getting close back to that all-time high. Almost no one who's bought Bitcoin is upside down. How about that one for a notion? 2,800 plus for Ethereum right now. 121 billion plus for Tether, and we see 36 billion plus for USDC. XRP is 54 cents at the number 7 spot. We're up 2.7 on the 24 and up 6.3 on the 7-day. Now let's look at the range of price very quickly between 52 and 57 cents. We will keep an eye on it, and we know that I Trust Capital, the best home for crypto, gold, and silver IRAs. What are you waiting for? The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. And you can do that in your Roth IRA. And it's incredible. And that's what I did when I got my latest Bitcoin position before all of it started to move. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it because I see BlackRock and Fidelity and Invesco and everybody else taking a position for these ETFs. I said, I'm going to get Bitcoin inside of my IRA, my Roth. And I love it. I'm so glad that I did. And you can too, but click the link underneath the video to get started. Let's look at this right here. Ripple Van Winkle, give him a follow. This didn't take long. Gary Gensler under investigation. This is step 1 of forcing him out. Jim Jordan's calling for it here. Individuals from left-leaning organizations to fill senior roles at the SEC. If these allegations are true, the SEC is violating Civil Service Reform Act to fill the agency with employees who possess a particular ideology which undermines the SEC's purported impartiality. Now, we know that, the administration, when they come in, can appoint their particular choice as chairman, but when it comes to hiring within the SEC more broadly, you're not allowed to do that over political leaning viewpoints and ideologies. So there'll be more to come on this, right? And I do believe that this is the first step of telling Gary, pack your bags, you won't be staying. JP Morgan says Bitcoin and gold should benefit from Donald Trump's second presidency, and I say we already are, and it will continue. I think that's the shocking part of that news is JP Morgan saying anything positive about Bitcoin. They've changed their mind too, right? And JP Morgan's Kinexis, I guess it is launching instant dollar euro blockchain settlements. Yeah, everyone's preparing for it. And so is the U.S. now, because we voted in a president who's the first crypto president. We're preparing for it too. Brace yourself. This conversation is going to change quickly in 25. Scott Bessent, in fact, to broaden that point, staunch cryptocurrency advocate, is emerging as the leading candidate to be the next U.S. Treasury Secretary under Donald Trump, potentially paving the way for a pro-crypto shift in U.S. economic policies. You mean to tell me he's not going to want Janet Yellen in there? I'm only kidding. Of course he doesn't. I do want to read you this part, though, because he is an advocate, this Scott Bessent. And he says, if confirmed as Treasury Secretary, Bessent could drive substantial changes in U.S. financial regulations, particularly regarding digital currencies. His layered tariff strategy and support for a strong U.S. dollar reveal a nuanced plan that blends traditional economic principles with modern fiscal innovations. Additionally, his proposal for a shadow chair at the Federal Reserve hints at a potential transformation within the central bank, focusing more on guidance than direct policy enforcement. As debates over digital currencies continue in Washington, Bessent's role in Trump administration could signal a more crypto-friendly government stance. His views suggest a significant pivot toward integrating crypto into mainstream economic strategies, potentially boosting the U.S.'s standing in the global digital economy. I tell you now in this moment that the U.S. will be a leader in the fourth industrial revolution. Yeah. I'm officially proposing U.S. XRP reserve. The government will then have the scarcity of Bitcoin, but the speed and low cost of the greatest digital asset ever created, XRP. I am going to second this motion right here with Digital Asset Investor, and I believe that we find out at some point that that has happened. I think that to his point, and I'm pretty sure he believes this too, that a good portion of that escrow has been allocated just for such a conversation. So hang in there, everybody. I think this is a fantastic idea, and we may find out that it's already in action. Hello, XRP escrow. SEC's moving for judgment against Kraken. Well, I guess so, because the political winds are a-changing, right? And they're pushing for crypto reform. But we know we're also pushing to get Gensler out and get rid of regulation by enforcement and get some real guidance in this industry. Paul Grewal, Chief Legal Officer, has called on the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission to take faster action on crypto regulation for digital assets. But I think Paul's going to have to wait, like the rest of us, for the current or new administration to get into power before we can see some real action to bring clarity and guidance to this market. Not just for the innovators and the entrepreneurs and the investors and the retail crew. No. But for the financial traditional markets and legacy players, because that's where the real money's going to come from very soon. I got to remind people of this, and Subjective Views wants to remind everybody too. Give them a follow. You know, this is Stuart Alderati acknowledging he was really thanking President Trump for taking the time to listen to Ripple's story when they met in San Francisco this past summer. How about that one? I'll be damned. Yeah. And then with that conversation, knowing that we may have a staunch crypto advocate as the next U.S. Treasurer, we also know that we've got a stacked deck when it comes to Congress, in the House and Senate. 269 pro-crypto candidates, the majority of them in the House, but we now have a larger number in the Senate as well. And we know that the Republicans have control of the House and Senate. So what they decide to pass is going to pass. And it's time for it to pass, because the relationships and the connections to bring in and usher in the digital economy are happening at great lengths and much faster and further ahead than here in the U.S. But obviously, we know over the next, I think, 3 to 9 months, you're going to see massive shifts for the U.S. to become a leader in this fourth industrial revolution. And in looking at this, you see BRICS member Brazil, along with 2 other countries, have forged new paths for cross-border payments and CBDC innovations, ladies and gentlemen. Who are they? It's the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, Brazil, and Thailand. And isn't it funny that Ripple has connections with each and every area in this test? It doesn't mean they're exactly being used in this pilot, but it's worth noting that Thailand has shown an interest in adopting Ripple's XRP for central bank digital currency initiatives, which just happens to be what that pilot's around, or what the initiative with BRICS is. Hong Kong Monetary Authority, has been actively expanding its tokenization efforts, and we know that which aims to develop use cases and tokenized financial transactions. Hong Kong Monetary Authority has partnered with both Brazil and Thailand for cross-border tokenization projects. That's interesting, isn't it? And with Thailand, we know the Project Ensemble, HKMA, collaborates with Bank of Thailand in Project SAN to test payments versus payments and delivery versus payment settlements, which could potentially leverage technology like Ripple for efficiency. And with Brazil, we know the HKMA's Ensemble Sandbox is linked to Brazil's Drex pilot. While not explicitly mentioning Ripple, the focus enhances cross-border settlement once again through tokenization, could involve Ripple's technology. And Brazil, and we know, is advancing their CBDC project named Drex. And although not directly connected, we know that there are solutions similar for technology. And we know that there is a huge connection to Ripple in Brazil more broadly, like, here at Brazil's Banco Central de Brazil. So there you have it. This is the connections we have, but we're not done with you yet. Then the collaboration with Mastercard moves money transfer capabilities and extensive network with Buna. Buna's cross-border payment system to facilitate cross-border payments. Well, I'm like, who's Buna, right? And this is really a solution that's been brought to Middle East and North Africa, the MENA region, and collaborating in conjunction with Mastercard. I didn't see anything in this article particular about a relationship with Ripple, but we know that they do have one.
We think it's coming. So as a result, we said, okay, well, let's at least get ready to set up the stage. And in doing so, we're working with a number of different partners, with Ripple, TBS, different companies around the world.
There you have it, and that's the Vice President of Products at Mastercard, right? And then I said, let's ask Grok what's going on here. Ripple's involvement with Buna, a cross-border payment system developed by Arab Monetary Authority. Remember, you got deep connections with Ripple in the Middle East, can be highlighted through its partnership through National Commercial Bank known as NCB in Saudi Arabia. NCB, which uses RippleNet for its payment solution, is part of the initiative to integrate the Saudi Riyal as a settlement currency in Buna. This move aims to enhance financial inclusion and streamline cross-border payments and transactions within the Middle East, North African region using blockchain technology. So, there's your connections. As much as we've got them, there's your connections. And I say to you this. When you see this chart, and we've all seen this if you've been here for any length of time for years, shout out to Crypto Bull for this macro chart. And it basically shows if the chart based on the previous cycle predicts a $227 bull run, if it were to have the same motion and same explosive movement that it had 2017 to 2018. We all know this. I want you to ask yourselves a question. The question I want you to ask yourself is just with the information that we've looked at in this video, and there's a lot more, but just with what you've seen in this video and the relationships that Ripple has with the potential use of XRP, do you think it's a $4 XRP ultimately, or is it going to be something much higher like 200 plus or 4 or 5 digits? I happen to believe ultimately long term, we go to that 4 or 5 digits place, just like Bitcoin is enjoying right now. But when we get there, it'll be driven there by actual utility and liquidity. Real utility to help the real world settle all the things they currently settle now, except they'll be tokenized. That's where we're going. And that's what I'm waiting for. But I will be very excited to see a $4 XRP as a new all-time high. So I'm looking forward to both, but I got a plan for it all. And I hope you do too. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.